piensa en las cosas buenas. Tiene salud, dinero y libertad. La angustia que siente no sirve para nada. Oye, tienes que cambiar, luchar porque no es tan mal. Risa porque la vida te da. La angustia que siente no sirve para nada.
Check, is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Another beautiful day to be alive. Thank you, dear Lord, for waking me up. Let's go. No matter what the price of Bitcoin, I'm alive, baby. Went for 2 shorts this morning. Got stopped out of break even on both of them. A little bit of fees, nothing to be scared about. I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm not going to be like, Look, there is one for $1.86, $1.86, and another one for $1.64. Nada de nada there. And now it's kind of an inverted head and shoulder here. Watch out for these shorts. We're going to take a look at this 1 minute 200 moving average. Got a bit of a flag here with a rounded bottom. You see this? And it's pumping as we speak. The second I show up here on the live. Here we go. So sorry, I forgot I have my screen not shown. Love doing that. Love doing that. That really gets everybody on. Anyway, we're looking for, see how this is going here? Want to see if this thing can continue to pump to the upside for BTC. All right. That's kind of what we're looking for. Screen, thank you so much. God bless you, man. I appreciate you for saying that. Who said that? Let's see. My man, FUD Expert. Oh, you've been around for a long time. And shout out to everyone that's been watching the channel for years. Can you believe we've done this over 2,000 times? Isn't that crazy? We've done this show over 2,000 times. Insane. What's happening? Big news on the day is Strategy sells 3,588 BTC. You would get this news from me or in the Discord as well, right? June 29th to July 5th to cover dividends for all their different products and their June Strategy dividend. Okay, no shares. And then they have 2.5 billion in USD reserves, but they are staying the course on BTC over time. But that also puts people, hey, he said never sell your Bitcoin, but he gets to sell. You know, if you have to pay for your oil change, you can't sell Bitcoin. All right, you have to take out a loan on a mortgage on your home, but he can sell Bitcoin. I think that's how people feel about it. I'm not. I think he's doing what he's doing. As a businessman, it is what it is. But you know, looking at this VANA, trying to get a pump there. It was on the radar as one of the coins pumping. I didn't jump in. I'm just, live from his home, away from the home studio. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Sam Price, Action, and the Crypto Lifer and his cast of thousands, the 99. I know, right? OG fan token. You'd think we'd get a little more love there with the World Cup. Let's take a look at Bitcoin bouncing on the 1 hour time frame. Do we take a long here? That's a tweezer bottom, if I say so. Looks like we may get a run up. And again, we didn't lose the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. It's not overly too bearish here. Double bottom, come back up. We just had a retrace. Let's take a look at the retracement here on the fib. It's a 0.5 Fibonacci. If you take it from here, though, which is a bigger morning impulse, that's a 0.6 Fib. With the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame looking crispy. Let's take a look here at the 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute looks good to me. I like it right here. I normally would not trade below the 200, but that tells me that we could get the pump. I might take this flag right here, right now. Considering I've been unscathed today, I guess I'm feeling a little bit invincible. I wanted to do 2 trades and I didn't lose. I'm feeling like no matter what, I'll figure out a way not to lose or I'll win. Nothing will stop me. Maybe that is probably a Monday morning. It's a dream on Monday morning. Probably not going to happen, but, Shout out to everyone that loves the channel, likes hearing my voice, and likes being part of the show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You make up the core of this show. Without you, we got nothing. So thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So I went short twice, didn't work out. Can I go long here? And can it prevail? Or am I bugging out? Should I wait for my signal? I've been hurt many times getting in below the 200 moving average. It doesn't always pan out. All right. Can you believe we've done this over 2,000 times, folks? Without a day off. It's one thing to do something 2,000 times. I think that's a feat in and of itself. Even if you took a couple days off, people would be amazed. But imagine doing something 2,000 times and never once, not one day. Every single day you wake up and you stay. And you know what that means? When you do something for 2,000 days straight and over, that means you didn't get hungover not one of those days. I've been sober those entire 2,000 days, right? It's like I didn't get hungover any of those days. I didn't party all night long. I woke up on time every one of those days. That's what, you know what I mean? That's kind of what that means. I woke up on time. I didn't end up somewhere where I had no internet connection. My car didn't break down and leave me stranded. If a flight got delayed, I picked another one and found a way to get home. I never said no way. We canceled the other one, found another flight, moved myself, whatever I had to do. Look, that's kind of Adam and Eve double topping resistance there at 62,000. There's a battle right here at this level, though, for sure. 62K, 61.8. Kind of an inverted head and shoulder there on weeks as well. We're live trading here on weeks. If you want to jump on in, it's awesome. All right, we could teach you how to make a day's pay every single day, or this weekend we made money. I put out the fact that we were going to pump out of a diamond, and we did. I called that pump up to 63.5. We went to 64,000. Unbelievable. It was nice waking up July 5th, not hungover. Yep, exactly. There you go. Yeah, I don't drink. Just everyone's like, oh, it's the holidays. I got to drink. First I drank because I was out of my mind. Kept drinking. Then I slowed down. Then I started drinking because of. I would go see my dad. He would say, we got to go to a bar. I don't want to be around the girls right now. Whatever. You know how he is. The old Irish guy. So I'd take him and we'd go to a bar. He knew I wouldn't drink as much as him. I could drive us home. I'd have 1 or 2 beers. He'd have 6 or 7. You know what I mean? I'd stop drinking within the last hour. I wouldn't even, but I'd still, but I got to have a few because of I always had a reason. There was always a reason. I'd go home. I didn't even like to drink, and it was just full of Guinness, and it would be a couple weeks. Even when I wasn't like everyone else, I didn't drink a lot compared to the average drinker person, I'd go weeks, days without alcohol, but when I did drink, it was horrendous. It's kind of crazy. It was like as if I had a drinker inside of me that only came out when I drank. And then because I didn't drink all the time, I didn't know when it was going to come out. And that was kind of... So for me, I wasn't a good drunk because of that. Buenos dias, Sam. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless you too. So we're watching this. Let's take a look at the big picture. I'm going to leave it alone. It's telling me to chill out for a second. Driving those people that are in a short crazy right now because they're like, what's up, you know? This flag did play out in the short initially there. Once we lost the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, it was Guan, baby, Guan, right? My dad died when I was 24. I'd give anything to be able to take my dad to a bar. Hey, that's funny. Pure fruit juice, bubble water, like magic honey, beats alcohol every time. Wow. Yeah. I've been doing this. I've been fasting all day, and then around 1 or 2, I've been eating like 5 pecans, 3 dates, and a bunch of honey. And the pecans and the honey mix, they do something. I think they do something to your hormones. I think to your testosterone. I'm really serious. Yeah. Well, pecans are amazing, man. I like a pecan. Anyway, let's take a look at the monthly. I get a little scratchy when I eat walnuts. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't know what it is, but they get me... not allergic to them per se, but there's just something doesn't sit right when I eat a walnut. I have to have it with something. If I eat a raw walnut, my throat will get a little scratchy. It won't, I'm like so slightly, and I don't blow up or nothing, but anyway, let's take a look at what's happening here on the monthly. We finally got a green candle. We got a bit of a pump. July 4th came through for us. The American holiday, bounce Bitcoin, bit of a double bottom on the monthly, as you can see. We lose that level, though. You can see there the next support for the monthly is about 46,900. And we're going to give you the key things to watch for this week. And that's really what you want to map out. Write down. Don't forget. MACD's turning on us. It's like the worst is over. Like we're on our way out of here eventually. I'm looking for this to turn into an inverted head and shoulder. Even if this wicks down and turns into a red candle, it takes us a few days, you know. I don't suggest this to turn until about November into December and we get out of here. So, and then quarter 1 of 2027 is when things start to kind of heat up. What a fast, I mean, can you believe we went through half of 2026 already? I remember when we started the year, remember, and I said I said there's 36 10-day periods in the year. It's not that many. You know what I'm saying? And then there's 1 5-day, but you know what I mean? Okay, there's a couple days you can fiesta, but for the most part, you got to be making these 10-day progressions. What did you do in 10 days? Is your life more progressed every 10 days? What did you do 10 days ago that changed your life, you know? What if you're at the gym and you just start, adding a different workout every 10 days? You know what I mean? To keep yourself up. Or you add a weight every 10 days. You do something and then, every 10 days you can say, yeah, I'm doing something different in the gym every 10 days. At your job, you're working really hard, but you say, you know what, there's a couple projects I could be better on that I could really, maybe you want to impress your boss to move up. It's okay to have a job. I had a job for many years. It's okay to have a boss. As long as you're learning how to become your own boss from your boss. That's the key right there, right? So there's 10, so we've already been through, so many days this year. Okay, almost halfway through the year. We're halfway through the year. Can you believe that? We're halfway through the year. You got July, August, September, October, November, December, and you're back to the same place you started the next year again. And what did you do this year to change your life? Did you try backtesting the strategy you haven't before? Did you learn the bigger time frames? Did you at least demo trade a bigger time frame so you can learn something different than you learned before? Have you pushed yourself in any way, or are you doing exactly the same thing, me included? I don't care how big you get, you're successful, you got a channel, things are going your way. You're making money, everything's, flying, and then boom. You could be doing the same thing every day. How do you change that up? How do you progress? What are you doing to change your situation? You know what I mean? That's kind of the key. So the monthly looks okay to me as long as it can close green. We got about 25 days to figure this out. And, I expect it to chop around. So the behavior I'm seeing today is what I'm expecting. It's okay. 2-week chart, it could come to the 200 moving average. That's kind of the next area that I see price action You know, and it really might might force this head and shoulder down somewhere to $47,000. It's at this key level of liquidity here. And those bears may get their answer, and these people waiting for these lower prices may get them. And I will be scooping up Bitcoin with everyone that's willing to buy down there. Once we get there, people are going to say it's going lower, it's collapsing. Every low creates another narrative of lower lows. So then people won't buy here. They'll say, well, I'll get 38 now. Eventually, it won't hit the level that the narrative says it will and will recover. And whoever had the guts to just DCA into the bottoms is going to get the payoff. That's just how this works. I've been through it many times. Many people don't believe me now. This is what I like. See, I'm the crypto lifer. Let me show you how this works. I show up every day and talk about crypto. I call bottoms when most people think it's not the bottom. And what happens is my channel viewership is going down. People stop believing me. I'm buying more Bitcoin. He's full of it. It's going to zero. And, you know, viewership kind of falls off. People get just kind of, they're just like, I don't listen to this guy no more. You know what I mean? And that's good. That's what you want. You need the masses to start dropping off. You need retail to have disbelief. This is the disbelief period. I have to go through disbelief. I live through all the emotions the charts show you, the up and downs of charts. Where's that chart? I think I can find it pretty easily, but you know, when you see like price goes up, euphoria, you know what I mean? Let me find it. Someone could, maybe Sean, you could find it. It's that chart where it's like, it says euphoria, shows like the evolution of a market. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, right? To fear, to anger, to disbelief. And kind of how, you know, the market kind of goes through these phases, right? There's denial, there's belief, there's euphoria, anxiety, and then denial back on the way back down. So the point is, there's going to be a time where people are in complete disbelief that Bitcoin's either going to go anywhere. And people are going to actually say, it's not what I thought it was. I'm selling this thing off. And we're seeing that right now. And that's kind of what you want to see near bottoms. Look at the weekly. I mean, look at the 2-week chart. But this is what you want to see. You want to be bearish at the beginning of the 2 weeks so we can rip up with a nice. And this is going to take 2 weeks. We're going to find out. This candle closes on the 20th, right? Somewhere on the 19th. Yeah. I like the 2-week chart, man. It tells you a lot. Now, we're getting a dump, but that's okay. You want to dump at the beginning of the week. You don't want to pump at the beginning of the week. It's a bullish sign when you dump at the beginning of the week. It's a bearish sign when you pump at the beginning of the week. Like this candle pumped at the beginning of the week. It turned into a nasty dump down candle that ended up being horrible. This candle dumped at the beginning of the week. Turned out to be the good reversal candle. We just want to make sure this candle closes above this tweezer bottom and puts in the low. Still a weekly low there that is being very well established. And there's still bullish divergence. Nothing has really changed about the macro right now. You don't want to get thrown off on the macro by watching the micro. You know what I mean? You don't want to let the 4-hour make you kind of get disbelief on the weekly until a weekly level gets broken. Once that happens, fine. You could then change your tune. You know, what I'm not a fan of here is this kind of like shoulder. You know, it looks a little bearish. We got to break that high. Same thing here on the 3-day chart. Good bull div, but we got to break this high here. Really important. Says we can. There's more room in the stochastics RSI. It's not time to panic just yet. And then here we are on the daily. We had the bull div that broke out. We had 3 white soldiers, which we should have had a green candle. We did. Secondary green candle. Now, today closes red. We're going to have to accept that we could make it a move down. You know, maybe we're going to turn it into some type of symmetrical triangle here and challenge the bulls and the bears. Just start to get real tight inside this price action for the next few days. I mean, that would be a great, if I was a leveraged, if I owned an exchange, I would love this. I'd get people on both sides of the trade, get them real creeped out, and be able to liquidate as many people as I can. So that would be ideal, wouldn't it not? We'll see what happens. The daily's a bit overbought on the stochastics RSI too as well. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they had a nice run. We had a 5-day run. It was a good run. We got to break previous highs. You got to work with support and resistance. 67,000. Got to get the cake there. ETHBTC, a little bit of an alert there. I'll take a look at that. 12-hour 22. and Yeah, and today we were looking at the 4-hour. Wanted to see it kind of hold the 200 moving average here. We got some support on the 4-hour at 60,800. Let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame bouncing off the 200 moving average. So we had a nice little run up. I was looking for a flag bounce. I was looking for, somewhere here last night. Like I wanted to wake up tomorrow morning, this morning, have this be a nice sideways pump, right? Kind of rolled over all night. I'm not going to be trading, a Sunday night rollover. It's not my thing. But look, I mean, there's a low, there's a lower high, there's a lower high. You're kind of in this, you got to get back above 67,000. You can see it. That's kind of the kingpin there of the local time frame. So here we are, man. What's going to happen? Are we going to bounce back to the upside here for Bitcoin? I mean, we did a pretty good bounce already. Looks like I could have taken my trade and it would have played out. Let's take a look back on that week's idea here. So look, my flag did pop. If I got in on that 21 there, we got a nice pump to the upside. Now we're bouncing off the 21-day moving average. Not understanding how to trade the small time frames will get you trading bigger time frames when you can't see the sauce. Come to my live stream just to get that extra bit of information, that detail, that'll help you understand the market in just a little bit better. I'm not trying to show... See, my channel's not about being a big-time, guy that shows you all my money and all that. My channel's more about showing you what works over time. I just want you to understand how to trade. I want you completely undistracted from anything but learning. I want you to learn with me. I want you to get an education with me. That's the key. If we make money together, so be it. That's great. But that's not... The true key here is to get you to learn. I want you to become an educated trader. I want you to understand how markets work in general, the interworkings of the market. This is my strategy now. If this were to bounce, get tight, the 21 were to pull up and we stay above the 200, then I'm taking a trade. So I already know what trade I'm going to be taking if it presents itself to moi. If I can, if it's there, then I'm in there like swimwear, maybe. I can start looking at the trade a little bit too. The take profit would be somewhere at 63,357. Stop would be somewhere below 61,718, something like that. $170 for 640 would be a beautiful trade if I could get it. It's likely not going to be that perfect. We'll see what happens. Little bounce there off the 200 moving average on the 1 minute can be a great place for entry. The 200 bounce. The 21 is lagging a little bit, tells me to be careful. I could get bagged. We may go lower first before we go higher here. Let me clear my throat. I'm standing on business. Shout out to everybody here standing on business. God bless you all. Thank you for being awesome. Look at the chat ripping today. Hey, Sam, how are you from having Skyfall as your boat? Hey, man, you never know. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you for saying that. You know what? I got to get back. Every night I progress and keep that in my head. Who knows how far I am? Only the universe truly knows. The boat I just bought was pretty small compared to that boat, so we'll see what happens. Realistically, it's about storing, you know what I mean? I think about 5 years it'll make sense. Maybe 10 though. I got to put a lot of work into real estate so that my real estate holdings pay me a monthly. And then I make so much a month that I can use some of that to write off of the boat. It becomes a business expense. So here's the deal. I make make $100,000 on real estate a month. The boat costs $20,000 a month or something. And you write it off. So you spend 20 of the 100 a month, but you only get taxed on 80. The boat saved you some dividends there. You know what I mean? It's got to work. I got to turn it into a business, and it does have to take people out. But that makes sense, and it can happen. Once you turn everything into a business, it starts to make sense. That's why you got to be business orientated to get things to grow, because the world and the universe likes business. The laws are made for you. The liquidity flows towards business. Once you're business minded, get yourself an LLC, an S Corp, get yourself running. Get yourself an accountant, get yourself a couple lawyers, and you'll be unstoppable. Lifer is the man I will let my wife, the only man I'll let my wife watch. You're so funny, man. God bless you, bro. That's ridiculous. My dad always, you want to be the guy with a friend with a boat, not the guy with a boat. I bought a boat a few years ago. Should have listened. I agree with that. Boats can be a pain if you know, that's why I bought a small boat, not a big boat. I knew to bite off way less than I could chew because I've been around boats my whole life and I understand them and I get it. And I know that unexpected expenses come from even the smallest boat. I'm telling you right now. You could have a wiring issue, electrical problems, you never know. Towing out of nowhere. You just never know what could happen. So here's a nice bull flag tapping off the 21. We want to see if this thing can, continue to bounce here. It's actually a pretty interesting place to make a trade. I kind of like it. I'm gonna take a shot at it. I don't, it's high risk on a Monday, but I like the conversion of the 21 and the 200. I made some money going at that area. Specifically, recently we've had some nice pumps off this. It's kind of Bollinger Band-esque. I'm expecting a bounce, but then I'm expecting some chop too. So, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? And then the bigger breakout comes. Let's see what happens. Small trade, not a big deal. $900 at 33x leverage, almost a half a Bitcoin in the trade. For some people, that's a huge trade. They're like, dude, that's a $30,000 trade. That's insane. We'll see. Dang, man, coming for me immediately. I did break my rules. I didn't wait for the 21 to cross the 200, you see? So if I get stopped out, I broke my rules. Dang, that looks nasty so fast. I also don't like trading Mondays at all. I usually not until 6 p.m., 7 p.m. at night. It's a part of my rule system that keeps me, so if I do trade a Monday, look, I'm going to trade super small. I'm losing tiny amounts. Like, man, I made $5,000 on Friday. I don't need to lose more than a couple, maybe a 50, 60 bucks. Sam, make sure you get a captain's license if you're going to take people out on the boat and charging them for it. You could get away with it here and there, but just be careful. I would never take people out of my boat and charge them for it. Yeah, I go out on my boat to hang out. Yeah. I make enough money in my real life. When I hang out on my boat, I don't want to be, it's not a business to me. Oh, you're talking the bigger business. Oh, that will have a crew and everything. I'll have nothing to do with those kids. Yeah, I won't be capturing it. There'll be a crew on that boat taking people out and all that other stuff. Yeah. This is a few years down the road, my friend. Big crash is coming and we're going to be dumb harder than ever. It could happen. Yeah. I'm a marine technician and former boat captain and used to have a mobile marine biz in Key West. You got to me anytime with the boat questions, man. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. I got your email there through the name. Maybe one last bear market drop. That's what everybody says. One last drop. Who knows? I just take it one day, one step, one candle at a time. Anything is possible. There we go. Let's get back above that 200. Let's get this. Boom. There's some supportive resistance here that can prop us back to the upside. The 1 hour's looking sharp, too, with the bounce on the bigger candle. So I thought that's what you're saying. No worries. God bless you, James. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the help. I know everyone has good, I know this channel has good intentions, and I know it attracts people with good intentions. So if someone says something here on the channel, I assume it's meant for my support and out of love. 99% of the people here on the channel, 99.999, support me and are full of love. Very rare do we have a hater here on the channel. I don't really even have to think about it. I shouldn't even mention it because it's not even worth it, man. We got, I always want to mention the people that are awesome, that support the channel, that stay positive. See if we can win this trade, man. Back to the top of the channel. Get that pump. Send it, baby. Send it. Going for a day's pay has been hard this morning. Unless you originally got into that nasty short. And I did say 637. All right. If my AI company ever gets lit, I'm going to definitely put you on. Go. That'd be amazing, man. Thank you. Help me out, dude. Use your AI company to blow me up. Let's do business together. Show me how it goes. Replicate me in multiple countries. Turn me into speaking Argentinian. You know what I mean? He said strong bounce off the 45-minute 200 moving average. Maybe the 30-minute too, huh? Rejection. Back to the 1 minute. Nice strong candle close there on the 1 minute time frame. That was a strong candle close back above the 200. I like it. Now we're getting more into what I like. Bring that 21 above here. Let's get the action. And I'm telling you, man, this is the best channel for trading small time frames and for looking at the bigger picture. We'll do both at the same time. We're giving you a top-down analysis while we trade. So look at the 1 minute, had a tweezer bottom reversal. Never lost the 200 moving average. You got to have faith in that move. We just want to see this bounce back to the upside. All right. Sol looking good. Thanks for the sauce, Sammy. Let's take a look at Solana. And I own 1,000 Sol. Appreciate anyone that supports that Sol, baby. You know, we gave you the initial trade on Sol. Right here. Still on the money, right? The entry was right there at about 75. It's taking its time. And I would flip back to like the 4 hour there and see how we're doing. We're above the 200. We're still consolidating. All I want to see is a bounce here back to the top of the channel. Like I'm going to delete everything to make it neat for you. Make this nice and big. Let me take a look at how I'm looking on the board. I want this right about there. That's nice. And I want to open it up. So there we go. Solana, right? I mean, some say, well, bull flag in a way. I don't know. Curving 21 away from the 200. I need to see that kind of consolidate here. Show us some love. Now, if Bitcoin takes a dump, it'll dump too and bounce probably. But if Bitcoin can hang, this thing can hang. Today's going to be a big day to see kind of where we stand, obviously, for the rest of the week. But, you know, that's how it is on a Monday. Very aggressive entry on Sol if you want to take it back to 82. I'd like to see it consolidate. That would make me swing back to the 1 hour too and see, okay, yeah, not too bad. Kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder, though. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. There, it's chopping around. You don't want to see it lose the 200 moving average, just like Bitcoin on the 1 hour. You can see it's basically gracefully listening to BTC right now. It looked good, and then it didn't. We got the little bit of a pump, and now we're struggling here in the middle of the channel. Now it looked like it right shouldered us with a lower high. I don't know. This is choppy business right now. That was a nice close. I mean, normally that would have been a nice move back to the top of the channel. That's weird. That was a strange rejection there. Shout out to the haters. We need love, too. I know. God bless you guys. Sam, looking great. What do you saw that made you take the trade before the 21 crossed? You know, I saw the really tight flag that looked good to me. We were getting really tight with the 200 and the 21. We were very close. The 21 was just very, very close, suggesting that we were going to get a bounce. And there was a bull flag here off previous resistance. Resistance, right? So really basic support of resistance. Sam, do you also hold spot or just perps? I hold spot all day long. You know, I like holding spot Bitcoin in bulk, and I buy Bitcoin whenever we get into the fear and greed. I use an indicator called the alternative.me, fear and greed index. And when this gets into the shaded, dark shaded, this is shaded. This is good. This is great DCA price action, but right here is where I really get down. Like Bitcoin's 60,000, I'm buying 20K of it, at least 10K of it when we're in the shaded region. I find that to be the best prices over there in that shaded region for Bitcoin, and it's panned out over time. It really has. I've been, doing that for a long time, using this 2-week stochastics, and those buys have always panned out in a 4-year period to be the lows. We'll see. I'm saying the same thing now. 3-4 years from now, we'll look back and be like, damn, we bought the lows with Sammy. It looks like we may have. So, I've been a subscriber since 2022. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. God bless Snowball. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And that's the thing about overlapping, too. When you go as long as I have, listen, and this is going to teach you about longevity. You go as long as I have, right? We're going to have 5 years running on the live stream. And we haven't taken one day off in 5 years. I know, people don't believe this. It's a true story, though. From April of 2023. And we were going before that. We just took like a couple. We used to take Sundays off back then. But one day we did a Sunday, and then I have a guy that actually maps this out on an Excel spreadsheet. He said, and he mapped it out. He said, you've never missed a day. He said, I'm tracking it for you. And so in these 5 years, there's some people that leave, come back to crypto. Some people that stay the whole course. But over time, people would just, oh, he's still here. He's still here. And then if you just keep going, you just amass this following because you just don't stop. You become the glue. Everyone's looking for consistent glue in the world. You want to become the glue. You see what I'm saying? And that's not easy to do because that means you have to stay consistent when the market dumps in your face. When the market pumps, you can't get over euphoric and think you're better than everybody else and start taking days off. When the market dumps, you can't get depressed and think it's all over and start taking days off. Staying consistent is staying consistent. The euphoria doesn't get to you. The loss doesn't get to you. You stay through the trials and tribulations of trading. And it's hard enough to stay consistent in the ice cream business. Heck, in the plumbing business. Never mind in the trading business, it's even more insane. With the ups and downs of price action and the sentiment surrounding how people feel about trading and then how they place it on you. Very difficult, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You know, everyone has a life. God has basically, this is the life that has been chosen. So yeah, that looks bearish to me. I'm not a fan. Down 56 bucks. To me, what I was looking for didn't happen. I'm about to just kind of, I guess we could double bottom there. But to me, it looks more bearish yet again. Descending triangle looking like it wants to take a move down. So 3 trades today. Loss of 60 bucks. I find that absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm proud of that. But that looks like, I mean, look, looks like it's gonna dump down to 61,440. I'll flip short again, but I'm kind of done doing that. The discipline is elite. It is, man. And if you have discipline like I do over time with something that you love, and again, you got to love it. You know, discipline, I wasn't the most amazing disciplined person my whole life. When I found something that I truly loved, the discipline came. I mean, I love doing what I do today. I love teaching you guys. If I end up winning this trade by the skin of my hair, and we bounce this double bottom back, I mean, it's just, I'm open-minded to the ability to be open-minded. Anything could happen today on this trading market. And that's the thing. You could make millions, you could lose it. But you know what? When you have a paycheck, a salary is what they gave me to give up on my dreams, right? It was a locked bit of money that kept me in the same place every day. Sam will show up at this desk if we give him this amount of money every week. And I did. And next thing you know, you're like, well, if I don't get that money, what will I do? And you get addicted to being like, oh, that's where my money comes from. Then a year goes by, 2 years go by. Next thing you know, 10 years go by. You develop no skills of your own. You haven't started a business on the side. And you work for somebody else. I tell you what, man, every time I saw someone who had their own business, I was so like, wow, like, I saw a guy in the street selling food. He might have made the same amount as me, 100 grand a year. I made 100 grand, but like, he worked for himself. Well, he had to be out there in the cold. He sat in that little thing 12 hours a day. I mean, how fun was that, selling food? It's not an easy life, man. I was in New York. I would look at everybody around me and think about all the lives, the firemen, the police office guy, you know, everybody. The pensions they got. Which was, you know, what life do you want to live? I would think in my head. The short's looking more and more likely now. Yet again. I put my stop to only lose like 50, 60 bucks now. I mean, that's a descending triangle. We got rejected by the 200. If we were bullish, we would have pulled the 21. We would have got the pump. Now, maybe we could round a bottom. You never know. Anything could happen at any time. I never want to act like I'm like, this is it. You know, 100% what I say goes. Oh, dude, that's a head and shoulder right there. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, you know. So look, how smart am I? I get stopped out for tiny bits of money. I'm a multimillionaire that gets stopped out for 50 bucks. I think that's genius, to be honest. I'm like, damn, man. I like your style, Sammy. I don't like losing money. I like to mitigate the loss if I can. This is Monday, man. I definitely kind of wanted to switch short. I hesitated on that. I'll give myself that. Like, I could have. There was money to be made today. Like, that was a crazy pump. But it's been, you know, that was a nice. If you pot the bottom there on that double bottom. But none of these were my model. My model is the 20. You know what I mean? I'm staying true to my model. I front ran it right there, and I knew better, and I didn't get it. It's okay. I manage risk properly. We're going home with last week's pay was huge. We're gonna make sure this week we come home with last week's pay, and so on and so forth. Okay. That looks like a short right there, though, for sure. I mean, look at it. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. But every time they've been jostling it around. We might still take the model. That's what people don't understand. And I'm not flip-flopping. 20 minutes from now, we might be back above the 200. The 21 might touch, and we might pump, folks. You got to be ready to take it. Yeah. Just left my pension, with FDUI to become a professional trader. See, just left my pension. But you still got a pension. You didn't leave your pension, right? You don't have to leave your pension. You should always get your pension. And then you could be a trader on the side, right? You don't have to leave your pension. You have to make all the money. Maybe you can't. I don't know how that works. I don't know exactly what you're saying, but I hope you deserve your pension for your years of hard work, and you deserve to trade on the side. You deserve both of those lifestyles. Looks like they're going to rocket this thing. They're playing with people on this Monday, man. Be careful. Monday is treachery, too. Expected to be back and forth all over the place. It's a beautiful Monday, man. Monday is so predictably unpredictable. We know exactly what they're going to do every Monday. This. Oh, look, I mean, it kind of has a bit of a diamond there. And we found the diamond yesterday that prevailed over time there. Bit of a diamond. In from the bottom, down at the bottom, eh? It's a bit of a diamond there. I didn't mean to do this little top thing. Looks like a windmill, whatever you say. Thanks for everything, Sam. I'm off for the big brown truck. God bless, man. Be safe out there on the road, dude. And step out of the truck nice and easy. You don't have to run. Don't sprain your ankle. Don't hurt yourself. Take it easy, please. Take it from a guy like me. I didn't do anything crazy to get hurt. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was taking a moment off away from the charts on a Friday afternoon to go play some pickleball and relax and do the right thing with a good friend who invited me. Actually, it was called paddle. I say pickleball because when I say paddle, people say what? And it goes back and forth. And I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. I can see the falling wedge break out. I can see it turn into a descending triangle. Keep getting kind of mixed signals here on the day. Really, when I trade a descending triangle, I wait for it to kind of milk the bottom. That's how I know it's not a falling wedge. Because you'd be like, well, how would you know the difference, Sam? Well, this would start to do this, and then you get the dump. This is still potentially a falling wedge because it hasn't really shoved itself into the corner yet. Okay. Looks like inverted head and shoulders are the one. I did not stretch, but the doctor even said, man, had you stretched a bunch, he said this could have happened any similar way, shape, or form. But I believe if I had stretched, I wasn't as hydrated as normal, and I didn't stretch. It's a little tense. I kept saying I feel funny, a little cloudy. I kept saying right before it happened, I feel a little cloudy today. Feel a little funny today. I remember saying it right before. I said, man, I just feel a little off. Like, one time I went, 5 minutes before I went to hit in the ball, like, when you feel like the ball goes through your paddle and you're like, you swear you had it. And I was like, man, I'm a little cloudy today. I remember saying to my buddy. He felt so bad, man. I can't bend my left toe ever again the same way. That's the weirdest thing about me is and because I can't bend my right toe all the way, my left toe drags a little lower. And so this toe tends to hit the ground. Now, 4 times I've hit the ground on my left toe, and it's been painful, man. Because my foot's not exactly the same as it's been for 43 years. Like, and I got out of a walking boot and decided I'm going to start, I'm more apt to go long than short. That's me. I'm a bit more of a bull. You got to know your bias, too. I like this trade again. It's the same thing that sucked me in the first time, though. I'm going to wait for us to get the boom. So here's the deal. I might miss the pump. They're going to pump. If they pump it, boom, it's going to be a nice pump. I'm going to miss it and wait for us to consolidate back to the 21. It's probably going to take 2 hours for me to get the real trade that I'm looking for if I really do get it. Let's take a look at Stellar Lumens. I want to see if Stellar's holding up. Nice little counter. We're kind of holding off the bears here. The big key is the 200 moving average to the 1 hour. You lose that, then things start to go really sour. You keep that, we're all right. Said XRP showing us the move ahead. Are you sure about that? After my road to Dick, I've had surgery. Doctor said 80% of my shoulder would be good, but so far, I feel great. Yeah. Sports played on a hard surface is hard on the body. Oh, yeah. 100%. I like Solana still holding there above 80. All coins are looking interesting. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance for a split second and Tether dominance. Yeah, you see Bitcoin dominance still slumping over there. Kind of in a descending triangle, like. Looks like it's going to roll over. It's good and bad. I mean, could mean we have a massive dump coming too, though. But we have seen some break. And then I go to that ETHBTC trade. And I mean, look at that skyrocket. ETH Bitcoin really did some damage there. And look, it's all about the model. Look. The ascending triangle above the 200, touching the 21. There isn't a signal that doesn't play off with these moving averages. I know it sounds crazy. ETH Bitcoin, Forex, you name it. And it doesn't mean it happens every time. No, look, I mean, this might entice you. And it was a little bit of a pump. But you got to learn about, resistance. Maybe there was a supportive resistance that we didn't get back above, which is right here. Look at it. It's strong. It's a point of control right there. But trying to tell you about XRP and being ahead of the MAs. XRP looks interesting on the weekly for a beautiful buy, as it's right near that 200 moving average on the weekly. And that, to me, and it's got some bull div. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a great long-term DCA if you're into it. I'm not. But, I also play pickleball. I've been playing it for 5 months. It's great. After 30 years playing tennis, I was bored, but a friend got me into pickleball, and it's great. What brand of paddle? I'm not into that branded stuff, man. Yeah, I don't get into that. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just not, I bought a nice one, man. I did buy like $100 paddle, whatever. I don't remember the brands. I'm not that into it. But God bless you, man, and I hope you have a good time. Pickleball, be very careful. It's the highest for Achilles tendon because you have a lot of short and stop. I never thought I would get hurt, honestly. I was an invincible guy. You don't understand. I was very athletic my whole life. I could jump higher than most people my height. Like right over a fence. My whole life I was a high jump. For me, I could jump pretty high and I could run and jump. I was never afraid to jump over a fence. You know what I mean? I could run and just jump right over it. When most people were like, And I really, I could run on a jetty like a gazelle. I know it sounds crazy, but I was very agile. I'm an extremely agile person. When I almost fall, I'm able to catch myself. You know what I mean? And it's my toes and my calves and my, I was an ice skater. I was a snowboarder and a skateboarder. Really good balance, really good movement. You know what I'm saying? And I was proud of myself on that. Took a liking to calisthenics, took a liking to full body movement. And, I really still feel strange that I can't do my full exercises the way I want right now. The way I truly desire. But ready with the foot mechanics when you are, brother. I can't wait. A month from now, I'll get back. I'll take another. I would start right now with you. But I want to make sure we go back. We get another MRI. I'm probably going to set myself back a couple months just by being overcautious, which is good and bad. But I am walking on it on the beach. I'm not I am working through the scar tissue. I am getting it moving. I'm not letting it sit stagnant and just, what I mean? I'm working it. I know that that's just as important, but I don't want to over push it. My daughter walked into my leg just the other day. I had a bit of a movement. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, I ruptured my Achilles. And I have some big news today. I have some huge news. I'm wearing pants, just in case anybody wants to know, okay? Thank you. I appreciate it. I know. The fractal, same fractal, we're back into an lower. It looked like a falling wedge, but broke down. Hey, man, anything could happen. PYTH doesn't care for Bitcoin. It's blasted. PYTH, wow. I like PYTH from back in the day, but I bet it's so low compared to where it was. Let's take a look at PYTH here. Looks like I had some drawn on it. Wow, it's super low on the weekly. Yeah, nice little pump there. And again, look at what I'm teaching you. I just like this. I didn't watch this coin today. I didn't know the 21 above the 200 inside the consolidation. 21 was the entry right around the 20. If you use the 21 to buy price action, you're going to be amazing. On anything, I don't care what it is. Sam could throw a ball over them mountains. Hey, shout out to my man. God bless you, bro. What do you think about XRP? I think it's kind of I don't know, man. I'm not that into it, to be honest. It's been around for so long, and I bought into the narrative and then felt like I got duped by it, and then I think it's great for swing trading when everyone believes in it. I take it for all these coins, to me, everyone wants to long-term believe in them. Let them all buy. When I see a signal, when we get above a daily 200, when I see a flag, we start to accumulate. Then everyone talks about it. It becomes the talk. They're oh, blah, blah, blah. Big volume comes in, and then we dump it when we're away from the 21 on the daily or the 3-day. And let everyone fall in love with these coins. I'm done falling in love with any of these coins, man. Solana's the only thing I'm going to hold like 1,000 Solana. Here's the coins that I would accumulate if I was any. You know, if you were my brother. I like Bitcoin. Honestly, Bitcoin. Just have a goal to get 20 Bitcoin. Even if it sounds absurd. Say, I'm going to get 20 Bitcoin. Say it out loud. Say, I am worth 20 Bitcoin. I am. Say, I am going to accumulate 20 Bitcoin. Like, I don't even know how it's going to happen right now. Right? Ansem was a beautiful call in the group. I made 10 soul on it. Hey, God bless you. See? I did give Ansem at a really good spot. Hey, it played out. I was just paying attention. You know, and it was high risk, man. You took a high risk to do it. That was you. So God bless you for taking a risk, man. And shout out to your 10 soul. That's a nice win. What's your thoughts on Sonic? It looks like Sonic Summer. Thank you. That's the old Stellar Lumens. No, that's the old Phantom coin, right? I still feel bad about how much we walked that day in Vegas. I thought it was too much. It didn't say anything. It's all right. I mean, you were like a dad, and you're like, this guy. You know what, man? I had to do what I had to do. I had to live my life, brother. And you knew that there was nothing you could... If you took me aside and said, hey, Sam, I don't think you should be walking too much. You think I really would have listened to you? I might have said for a second, yeah, you're kind of right, and like BS'd you for a moment, and then like I would have went on. Maybe the Afrojack concert was a little much. Towards the end of the night, like the cab driver like parked across the street, and like I was like irate because I was in so much pain at that point, and I was like, man, I just need to not deal with that. You know. So Bitcoin got back above the $62,000 level. It did kind of get the bit of a move there. And again, that 200 and the 21, when they're close like that, when the 21's above the 200, I'm telling you, man, it's so interesting, it's so intricate, but it's so accurate over time. The problem is you might do it 5 times, and 4 times it might not play out. You might think this sucks. And then it plays out 17 times in a row, but you decided to, you know, people will not everyone's going to have faith in my system and my strategies. It's going to be a week where things don't go well, and they get in their heads, they get negative, and then they get negative on me. I've seen it, I've read it. There's nothing I can do about it. When the market sentiment switches, people switch, man. And the blame game starts. Nobody likes it when it doesn't go their way. And no one wants to take full responsibility. I'll tell you what, man, when you take full responsibility for life when it doesn't go your way, that's when you're able to take it your way. Like if you say, hey, I'm going to start a business and make it worth $100 million. If you always blame everybody for why you're not where you are, the odds of you doing that are low. But if you blame yourself for most things in your life, the odds are you're gonna be able to, you know, be responsible for making it happen too. Look, and there's that long, man. Had I stayed in the original one, I don't think I would have been a rich stopped out. It's been a choppy day. What I don't want to see now is just rip. Maybe the 1 hour is looking like it wants to reverse now. Oh yeah, so you're my brother, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. But if I had a brother, this is what I would tell my brother. Wow, PYTH ripping. Looks like it's going to hit that target, 40047. I like BNB. I like Solana. I like Hyperliquid. I like Ethereum. I feel like it's kind of getting closer to a good bottom now. And I like Bitcoin. And I think that's a great bag to buy if we get any big dips. And these are good days. Mainly BTC, though. I don't want to get too distracted from any of this from Bitcoin. Usually we'll get, you know, some better prices after Bitcoin makes its initial pump. There'll be some pullbacks the altcoins give you. I've seen it. But then you don't get the original Bitcoin lows, right? So this is what we're seeing. We want to see a red candle now. We want to see this kind of start to consolidate down and slow down. We don't want to see this thing continue to rip. Could even double top here, too. Could be some cat ears. When I let that song play, you know I'm super focused on the charts because I usually don't let that song play out. But if I'm in there so much, I'm not even really focused on the chart, on the song. I'm just in the zone. Shout out to everyone that loves trading in the zone with me. If I didn't have traders, dedicated traders like you guys, I wouldn't be able to have a show like this. I love that you guys are as passionate about trading as I am. Thank you. Dang, man, I missed out on that nice little entry there. Shout out to anyone that did take advantage of the call or was able to get in. Let's take a look at the, and look, there's that bounce of the 1 hour back to the top of the channel. That's okay. I don't need to get the low. I just want to get the best. The best. Look at the stochastics curving. And again, even just front running this green candle today would have been a payday. But wow, a lot of wickage there too. It wasn't that easy to trade if you think about it. If you look back on the reversal, the way that candle came up and down, that's tough. Want to see a little bit of rejection here, some tightness, and the 21 coming into play, and then I will take a possible posiciones. If you're short, let me teach you how to read this 20. You know, you got to be able to read the 1 minute. The 1 minute will teach you a lot about when to get out of your short. When you're this far for the 200, starting to stretch it down, like they extended it, then they ripped it up with a higher low there. That higher low would have me wondering whether I'd want to be in a short. Then this higher high, and then the third higher low in a row. What, 1, 2, 3? We're starting a small uptrend. This is how the weekly breaks out. This is how you can understand trend. Small time frames to big time frames, macro to micro, micro to macro. You can learn how to trade anything with anything, man. I'm telling you. Just open your mind and expand your brain. You're the opportunity. You can, you will. You are the best. Speak positive information to yourself. Stay away from negative people that put you down, that don't believe in you, that laugh at your dreams. They have no business being around you. They don't have high standards like you. They don't love life like you. They're not passionate about life like you. Stay away from them. Not everybody is your friend, man. I had to learn that the hard way. Not everybody is amazing. A lot of people downright suck, man. I'm telling you. Stay away from them. They're going to tell you how bad they suck in the first 10 minutes of being around them. If they don't use gratitude, if they complain, get away from them. If you find out they're blaming everyone, you can just hear it. Oh, my boss, my this is why. Get away from them. If everything's a problem, if they're always causing an issue, get away from them. They can't have a nice day at the beach without whining. Get away from them. Okay? Identify negative people and negative situations and avoid them at all costs. It'll give you such a breath of fresh air over time. And you'll look back and be like, you know what? This is a good move. You don't have to overtrade Monday morning. You don't have to trade at all. If you missed any of these pumps, you don't have to say, oh, I could have, would have, should have. It's okay. 200 moving average came into play. Someone said it bounced right off the 45. Yeah, there's the 45-minute 200. Look at that. My buddy said he used it the other day. That would have been a nice trade right there. Stop loss on that wick. Bang. And then when you dump that fast in the morning, I mean, recovery back to the 21-day moving average. See? I like it. Now we can play the model. See? So now I set up for the model carefree. One of two things. We either kind of make the model here or we pump and make the model later. I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me. Just bring that 21 to price. Let 21 and price get cozy. And there could be a place for me later on today. Shout out to Bitcoin, though. 62,379. Pump it on them shorts, man. And if you're in the money at 61.3, now you're back. It's back on you now. Wow, it's pumping hard now. Boom for Bitcoin. Ripping the shorts, a new one off that 200 moving average on the 45-minute. Still got more liquidity to the downside on BOOKMAP. This doesn't look fully sustainable just yet. I'd like to see this disappear and flip. And there's still a lot of longs down here at 55,000 that are kind of coasting. But look, we got red pretty close to us up there at about 63.3. Wow, nice pump for Bitcoin, baby. And that's what I was going for right there. I just didn't get it. I got kind of milked out there. It's all right. I was being very defensive in my trading. But that's what I go for. A nice little pump there for Bitcoin. It's all right. Remember I said I can either pump hard. I just want to see the 21 and price action get together again. That's all I'm looking for now. And I can start to build the next trade. Remember, always building the trade before you get into the trade is very key. Going after a day's pay, man. $500 to $1,000 a day. We can do this. We got all day into tonight, too. A lot of times I don't start trading until 7, 8 p.m. at night on a Monday. If you know me and you're in the group, you know that. I'm just not into Mondays like that. It saved me a lot of money leaving Mondays alone over time. I used to tackle them, and I eventually was like, man, this is pointless. I'm not doing this no more. I said it's so much better on Monday night than it is on Monday. I'll still take the model if I see the model. I don't love the risk-reward ratio at the present. You know, the positions, where you are with the 200 has a lot to do with my trading style too. But there's a 21 above the 200. We did technically get a little bit of a pump there. And I readjust these numbers as we go. I throw something up so I have it. Wow, they're really buttering it. They're pumping it up now. Let's take a look at how the daily's looking. I like to use a couple different charts too, just in case, you know what I mean? So I don't have a bunch of drawings on one that get me confused. I have a clear head and clear mind. So the daily, I like the wick coming back up. I like this. I just expect it to do some type of consolidation here. Find a hit of resistance, but just consolidate, you know? Wow, look at that 4 hour, like, making a massive attempt to get back up above the 200 moving average. It's almost like it's just a big hunt. We'll see. I mean, there's some, you know, concern of a right shoulder there too, you see? I might make a right shoulder. I want to see how this, you know what I mean? You want to see, that's why consolidation is key. I say it so much, but the thing is, most people won't wait patiently for it. They want the answers immediately, and it just doesn't happen like that. What are your thoughts on Sun? I don't even know. Shout out to Energize, sent one crypto live for Get the membership. Thank you for doing that. Shout out to Ricardo Arquila. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat XLM update. What are your thoughts on Sonic token? And that would just be S, right? Which was Phantom. It was Phantom, which we traded so much, you know, over the years. Bitcoin looks interesting, man. I like it. The 1 minute is showing signs of life here. SUSDT, huh? I mean, a lot of coins seem to be bouncing off their bottoms, getting back above their 1 hour, 200 moving averages, their 4 hour. You know, and I just flag all this stuff out and I play the 200, man. It's really simple stuff. Look for liquidity, look for bounces. Looks like you might get a nice move here. You are at the very bottom, so be careful. Liquidity is light as well, but you know, if this gets tight, I see it headed up to what, 4 cents? Looks likely to me. Thank you for the super chat. That's very nice. Look at Stellar. Look at this shoulder. Had a right shoulder there for Stellar on the 1 hour. Choppy business. It keeps making these highs and then coming back to the bottom of the channel. It's done it numerous times now. Daily had a tweezer bottom. You know, maybe it could make a shoulder ahead and kind of a right shoulder there. I'm not a fan. It's looking a little sketchy, to be honest. But just like Bitcoin, if Bitcoin can kind of stay above the 200 moving average, maybe there's a chance like that was a spike wick and this thing can get back into position and break out. Again, I'm going to say it again, consolidation. I need to see that tightness. Otherwise, it is likely headed back to the bottom of the channel. I started off looking way better at the beginning, you know, of last week, so I'm hungry for a live trade today. It's looking like it could play out in my favor. Honestly, we might get this. You could get this whole leg. Like, that could be the daily move. You know, micro sellers selling is like a moot point. it's bullish, and then it's bearish for a second, and then you realize it's actually more bullish because like it pays the dividends of the people buying into the shares, and then the shares get more, people buy more of the shares, and then he uses more money to buy more Bitcoin, and then he sells less Bitcoin as he buys more Bitcoin, and Bitcoin keeps going up. It covers the price action, and then boom, 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 boom. Then he has reserves in USD, which makes everybody happy and realize that he's playing games, and there you go. And then everybody's all happy, and it all works out. Stop loss there at 62,125. And I'm not taking the trade just yet. I'm just starting to look at it. 63,868 on that target. And now the model is setting up for a possible move. If I finally take the model and I make the money, think about it. I've been watching price action for the last 2 hours, and I've been watching it since 7:30 in the morning. By 12 o'clock, by 12:30, I've been doing 5 hours of price action. You know what I mean? And I've been standing in front of screens with lights in my face, and it's been a long morning. And then we still come back to it throughout the afternoon and then trade into the night. So I tend to be a little less active from 1 to 3, 1 to 4, especially in the summer when my kids are screaming, "Hey, daddy, hey, daddy, hey, daddy." All they want to do is play all the time, which is great. I'm so blessed I have kids that want to play with me. I'm so lucky, man. Every day is a blessing that you get to spend time with you have a beautiful love with your wife, and you share that love and you create these beautiful children. And then you get to be with them as they explore. First times in the water, first times finding shells, first times drinking something sour, first time, you know what I mean? And then you watch them play with each other and share. My 2 girls sharing with each other. "Here, you can have this." Or the one little kid realizing that it's okay to give it to her little sister, learning compassion at a young age. And honestly, I know, as simple as that sounds, as corny as that may be to some people, I watch a couple of those interactions a day between my kids, man, and I'm head over heels. And I realize God has given me so much, and I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky and so blessed. And then to put them in places where the environment is awesome for them to learn and love each other. Like they get to go to the beach almost every single day here where I'm at. And the beaches are kid-friendly with small waves and nice sand. And thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me in my life. Thank you for this YouTube channel. Thank you for people that subscribe to me. Thank you for people that hit the links. Thank you for everything that's ever happened to me for this channel. I am over the hills thankful. I will always be grateful for my life. Thank you for taking my mom on Thanksgiving around us all. Like, she could have died alone. She died with her family. Like, thank you for every single thing you've done for me in the past, dear Lord. I'm so grateful. I'm so vulnerable to the Lord's grace, and I'm so happy for everything that's happened. I made $5,000 on Friday, man. And then I made a couple grand this weekend. Like, it was an amazing, and the last 5 days have been just a blessing. Remember, we just touched like 57 and 58,000 in a dump. We bounced back to 61. Like, we got to put things into perspective of where we're at. This is nice. I like this as it's coming back towards the 21. Starting to show some nice consolidation. It'd be so amazing if this plays out like exactly as planned. And you can see like the mind of a trader as we wait for the trade, as we map out the trade, as we plan out the trade. And as we sit through preparation to execution from beginning, middle to end, right? The closer to the 21, the better, the more you can put the stop loss near that 200. You probably want to be at this at a 3. The stop loss near the 21-day moving average, the 200 moving average. And you want to buy on the 20. And look, we have a previous resistance, which could also form as a support there. If I front run it right now, it's kind of the trade. We technically kind of tapped the 200. We didn't hang out with it just yet, but we tapped it. It's a pretty nice one right there. What is it? 61,964. I'm getting close to possibly entering right now. Very calculated in my steps here. Ooh, if I buy that red right there off the bounce, that could be the greatest price right there. Takes a lot of guts to buy the red candle, but dang, man. Buy red, sell green. Kind of look at the 5, make sure there's no rejection that I'm not paying attention to. And we're still below the 200 on the 5 and away from the 21. 5-minute has some caution, so does the 30-minute. And look, that could be a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Below the 200. So those other time, the 1 hour is the only one kind of digging in. Tells me I got to wait for better consolidation. Could be a very aggressive entry right there. It's too aggressive for me right now. If I just assess the risk on it based on the other time frames and the probability surrounding them. There's the 21 bounce though, right there. Right there. Right there. And you want to get, I'm not executing that. I'm not getting into that right now because I don't like that. I just talked about the 3-minute and the 5. And you'll get better. You're going to figure out how to juggle the time frames. Say, Sam, well, what happens when the 5-minute looks like this and the 3-minute? And again, I don't have answers for everything. So what if the 4-hour looks bearish, the daily looks bullish? What do you do then? You look for support or resistance, you eye it out, and sometimes you do nothing. Sometimes your price, your mind say, hey, it is both ways. I can't see it. So in that case, you don't trade it. There's other days where you're like, well, the daily looks bullish and so does the 4-hour. I'm going to take that 1-hour scalp. You get it? It all works out when you kind of pan it out. And you got to be okay with not taking a trade. Like, not taking a trade has to be an option. A lot of people get to their desk, I'm going to open up a trade no matter what they say. I think that's kind of in their mind. I'm going to be opening up a trade. That's it. So now you're basically trading with emotions because you're not waiting for the market to tell you when to open a trade. You're telling it you're going to open up a trade no matter what. So do you come to the markets deciding you're going to open up a trade? Like, do you come home from work like, let me open up a hot one now because I want to feel what it's like to be in one? Like tonight, I got to be in a trade. So no, that's not how it works. You're setting alerts, you have systems, you have preparation, and you're waiting for those alerts to hit. When they hit, then you make a trade. Or you assess the market like me, and if you see it, and if you see something you like, you take the trade. If the market, but you don't force a trade because you want to take a trade. You don't get to trade when you want to trade. You trade when the chart, that's why there's days I've come home super tired, not wanting to trade at all. And I've had to open up a trade. Because something I've been waiting for finally happens, and I've been watching it for 3 days. And I'm like, man, I got to take that. Despite being away from that 3-day, I like the bounce here. I kind of like the risk. This is where I should be buying. If I'm going to buy at all, this is where I should be buying. 300 for $1,000 is a great trade. I really think about my trades. I put a lot of thought into them. The way the candle's forming, the way they're interacting with the previous candle, the way support or resistance is looking, the way the stochastics are forming. There's a lot going through the mind all at once. Is the risk to reward ratio complete? Can I handle the loss? If I don't like it, can I lose 337? I'll be completely fine with that today. If I make 1,000, that'll be awesome though. And then you got to assess the risk. How much does Bitcoin have to go up to make $1,000? It has to go up about $1,200. It's got to go from 62.4 to 63.8. Usually make a little more than that, but I keep the risk lower on days like today. Again, to make a trade like that, you would have to have $62,000 in the trade, basically, right? So then you want to say, well, what would the trade look like? This one, I would use $1,300 in margin at 33x leverage, making it a $45,000 trade at 0.73 Bitcoin. Understand? If you can't handle this risk, the liquidation would be $60,000. I would lose $1,300 if we hit 60,566. About $3,000 away, which I don't see price action doing that out of nowhere, but it could. Anything is possible in trading, but there's also probabilities that are more likely. The more you do it, the better off you're going to be because you're going to understand and know more about the probabilities than the beginner trader. Then the retail traders that jump in and give the market maker all that liquidity will do it before you do. And they'll give you good entries because you're patient and you've been in the game. So basically, just be in the game long enough to be the guy that doesn't do what the beginning guy does. And you're going to get paid over time. And that's, you know what I mean? That, you know, in theory. Again, I can't guarantee any of that to anybody because that's not what I'm saying. But, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying he should be taken as such. You'd like to think we get a bounce off this previous resistance now. See how hesitant I've been to make these trades? You got to wait it out. And the summer's going to be a lot of like, you're going to see a lot of trading like this in the summer where we kind of wait for a more perfected entry. It's the summer, man. You got to take your time. You got to be a little more, and it's Monday. In general, Mondays are sketch. It could be January on Monday, February on Monday, right? Let's take a look at what happened today. We had a little bit of information coming our way. It wasn't amazing, but we had ISM services at 10 a.m. and we had final services PMI. Came in at 51.2, kind of right at forecast. And this came a little under, kind of a bit of a nothing burger. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. Waller was already, I believe he spoke today or might still be speaking. And then tomorrow, nothing crazy. ADP weekly employment change, that will come out on 8:15. FOMC minutes, which I've never put too much into. Crude inventories, I'd like to see kind of where that sits. 10-year bond action and wholesale inventories month over month, but they usually don't like hit us too hard. Unemployment claims Thursday at 8:30 is the big one that we'll see some movement, and then from there, you know, unemployment, and yeah, nothing else for us until next week. So really, the Thursday at 8:30 is our big data drop for the week. Wow, look at that wick on the 4-hour. Crazy. And you see we're kind of struggling here, and now you can kind of open it up a bit. Is this going to hold? Are we in like a bigger channel? So how do you survive this type of market? Well, the key is we're going to speculate and as many things. I'm going to over-speculate. I'm going to begin to speculate in other things in the stock market. I think there's things we have to pay attention to with emerging technology that's not just going to be blockchain. I'm here to put you into the highest tech. You know, blockchain was tech. I'm the crypto lifer, but I'm the trading lifer, man. And we'll talk about some other things too. And so I think I should diversify into structural robotics of AI. I think that's important. It will combine. There will be a crypto that combines. There might be a company that, you know, but it's going to be a company that does it over time. And I believe the stock market does have, I'm a little more biased. I'm a little more back into the belief that the stock market does have some good opportunities coming our way. So that's the first thing, is to learn when to diversify slightly. Number two is to DCA into you know, an asset when most people aren't paying attention. And number three is to not overtrade altcoins just because they get a bit of a pump one week and they look like you might miss the bottom and then FOMO in. And then, you know, they're very, very, very high risk right now still. They're not like they used to be. They feel like they are for a second. And they'll be all warm and cozy for a day. And then next thing you know, no. Bitcoin doesn't hold the key level. Your altcoin gets demolished immediately. They're far more sensitive than they used to be. Especially after October 10th. Things are just never... I don't think will ever be truly the same for altcoins. Like they were when I was a kid. Back when I traded altcoins. But that's, you know, things evolve over time. Nothing stays the same. The only permanent thing of life is change, right? It's permanent. It's a fact. It's permanent that change will keep coming. Like, so kind of interesting. So the only consistent thing we know about is that change will keep coming. That things will never be. So the most consistent thing is that things will never be consistent. What a world we live in, right? What an existence to be in. I like this trade here. 348 for, you know, I'll take the trade now. I'm going to take it. If I wait too long, I think we're going to pump too high. I want to see this consolidate and continue now. We've done a good job consolidating here. The 21 is above the 200. We're all right. It could dump in my face. We'll see. Lately, the 1 minute trades have been very hard. A lot difficult than the last few weeks, but we'll see. This is interesting. We got the shorts on the run a little bit here. Do I win this trade or not? Let's find out inside the poll. You guys are usually been pretty accurate, you know. Do we win this long? Yes or no on Bitcoin, we'll say. And I see a super chat in there that I want to jump on and take a look at. I had to learn the hard way as well, lifer, that everyone that calls you friend is not your friend. It cost me an enormous amount of money in 20 years of my life. Thank God for your voice and inspiration. You know, I stay true to God. I trust only who I have to trust for only what I have to trust them for. And no offense, and I'm not trying to, offend anyone, but I'm a man of 3 daughters and a wife, and their security depends on my ability to foresee danger, right? If I'm just happy-go-lucky all the time and let everybody into our life, I could be a horrible risk factor for my 3 daughters and my wife. Some men are. Some men bring people around their kids and their family that should never be around them. So no offense, if I meet you and I'm not that into hanging out, it's because I am the keeper of 4 beautiful women. You know, it's not like I got 4 sons at home, age 20 years old, that are lifting weights, and you come around, we're all gonna, you know what I mean? I'm the overseer of the whole home. Like, I you know what I mean? It is what it is. So that's kind of that's an important factor, and that goes for all the men out there, man. You know, and single mom. I mean, everybody really that has children. Like, you bring in who comes around them. You channel the right energy, and you're gonna, you don't want the wrong people around your kids. So I'm not quick to go out for a drink. I'm not quick to meet someone and say, hey, let's hang out. I'm not that fast to add you to my social circle. If we meet somehow, some way, my wife will assess it. She figures things out. We kind of hang out. We assess you a little bit. We find out a little more about you. We let it seep in, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't just let, and this is key, man. When you have a high net worth, and you know people are looking at you, and might already know, and when people already know you're wealthy before you meet them, there's a red flag there too. Oh, he's the crypto lifer, he's already wealthy. So people come up to me and treat me a certain way, and I think they're just being super nice. It takes me 3 weeks to find out, oh, they had a side business. They were just trying to figure out if I would mention it on the live stream. But they were nice to me for 3 weeks to find out if I would pump their coin. You know, I mean, not their coin, but you know what I mean, so to speak. And I got to remember that I'm the lifer, and I'm not hugely famous, but I'm also not a normal person. I'm not famous enough, so I don't think it matters. But it does, because I'm famous enough that it does matter. You see what I mean? But I don't realize it because it's happened so fast to me. And I'm not totally into it. I don't understand. I don't really care about the whole, you know what I mean? I like to be known because I like to have people around that are happy and good. I like the positive energy. I don't like the other stuff that comes with fame. I just want to help create and have a good time with people, you know? I don't like this curvature, man. That thing, this is sloppy today, man. It's another one of these days I just leave the charts alone. Look, and this resistance should keep holding. Huh. Let's take a look at what altcoins might be popping in the last hour here. The Lit just continues to do damage. PYTH out of nowhere ripping. ETHBTC back up in the game. Near Protocol. DEXE at 28. We talked about DEXE. I told you DEXE looks like it was going to rip. I said it was in a flag. It looked good to me. Let's talk about DEXE. Man, this thing is, man, I think I put out 10 calls and everything I put out, it continued to rip. Look at DEXE just gone. And we were talking about DEXE right there. There's my call for it here on the, right there. To enter 24 and head to 37. It's sitting right now at 28. And I said it looks like it's about to pop. I don't know what more I could do, man. I've given this coin so many times to the channel, to the group. I feel like not many people keep taking the call. I think they because altcoins don't hit, they don't have faith in that one. I don't know what it is, but DEXE is a winner, man. When I post DEXE, pay attention. You want to be like, hey, something's going on here. Here I am posting it to the trading group yesterday at 8:37 during the live stream. I'm telling you, it's about to break out. When I only post 1 or 2 altcoins, man, I think you should pay attention. Like, I'm not posting that many altcoins. Like last night, how many altcoins did I post at that time? Like, look at it. Jump to that right there. I posted DEXE. RIZE looked like it might pump. Ethereum was in a bit of a flag. Hyperliquid's a long-term idea. This other stuff came in later in the next morning. So, like, you know, the last time I traded was Virtual and XLM. They both did go into the green, but barely. And then I gave Ansem. That's up. I don't give a lot of coins right now. I'm not pounding the group with tons of stuff. I gave a Virtuous call. It played out. This did pump. Had you put your stop loss to break even, it is pumped at least halfway. It didn't hit the target. We're not getting target pumps. This did hit the target time, so this went up to 38. And we even gave it right there at 12. And we're even looking at it before that. And then I gave XLM here, that tiny little pump, not a lot, but it was up slightly, but it didn't go nowhere to the target at all. And then RIZE, we'll take a look at what RIZE, maybe RIZE done. I don't know. RIZE was a high-risk new coin, too, that we're just paying attention to. Still tight, didn't pump, didn't dump. Stayed tight inside the zone. Looks somewhat promising compared to the rest of the market. Had a pump, came back. Retracement is healthy. Back down to the 706, 618. I mean, that looks good to me. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing ends up at 3 cents. I'll be like, hey, well, the moving averages, the 21 above the 200, it was all coming into position. Wow, look at that, man. It's kind of flagging out now. Today has been very interesting. Send it, baby. Send it, man. Pay the trader, baby. Let's go. Boom. Nice little bull flag for Sammy. Bit of a cup and handy to the upside. Sammy, cup and handy. It has some cup and handle vibes. There's that cup right there. There's that cup and handle. That'd be so cool. We rock out. And if you risk what you're willing to lose, you don't get stressed over the trade and you're able to manage it better. You don't want to get overly emotional out here and start you want to understand how to trade with money that makes sense. Please don't over leverage yourself at the very beginning of your trading career, lose so much money and never DCA, never hold anything, never get Bitcoin spot, and then walk away and say crypto sucks. Trading isn't for me. Happens to a lot of people. I don't want it to happen to you. That's why I'm here. It changed my life. I joined a Discord. I paid $100 a month. The Discord changed my life. There was a bunch of people in there telling me things. I was listening to them. And they changed my life, man. So I created the same Discord. The owner of that Discord has since passed away. All right? He died, man. My mentor died. He is not here no more. Crazy. So, if you can't take the pain, you're never rich. Keep hustling. Your bag is about to come. I believe that. 100%. 100%. That's crazy, right? That's a sign Bitcoin has bottomed. Please. Anyway, God bless you all. Oh my gosh. Funny, and then he kind of, do you know anyone like this? That's funny. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it, man. And we're giving you the news, the information all the time, every single day, and stuff that you just don't know. And some behind-the-scenes information, too, that makes it unique, because my life is unique. And you're never going to get the perspective you get here anywhere else. And I tell everyone that, too, man. There's only one you. There's only one you, man. Go after it. Show the world who you are. There's only one you. Nobody can be you. You're the best at being you. All right, let's be honest. Nobody had your upbringing. No one had the exact parents you had. No one had the origin you had. Share that with the world. Show a piece of who you are. I always knew that once I did that, my life would go better. I would feel better about who I was when I shared myself with the world, man. And not like you're thinking, but you know what I mean? Literally shared a piece of who I am every day on this live stream. Shout out to the 1,000 people here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. And again, what do you say when we win this trade and it rips to the upside? What will happen then? Let's get back into that live chat and take a look at that poll. So 71% think we'll win. 28% say we'll lose. We'll find it. Only charts. Yeah. He said Mara calls. You know, Mara has been a little bit underperforming over time, but I hold it for long term. I'm in at $8. I'm still up 50%. No reason to get rid of it just yet. It's a long-term hold. I believe eventually it will turn. If I give it 10 years, Mara will be a very profitable company over time. Crazy. We got in at 8. It went to 33, 34. We've over 4x'd it from November of 2023 till March of 2024. And in about 8-month period, I gave a 4x call. It was up to you whether you wanted to stay in or not. Then it came back to 30 again and basically almost 4x'd again. And then to 23, and you can see it's making these lower lows. Got to see it dip on out of here. They do keep selling stock and, you know, diluting shares too, which is like, Mara, you know, but it is what it is. A lot of chop here on this day here on the 1 minute, but it still suggests we could get the move. We're above the 200 with the 21 with the pump. Let's go. Putting us in the green of the trade there. Wow, look at this, man. We might get a day's pay here on the channel. We might just get a day's pay here on the channel. Send that puppy to send that senorita all the way. Oh my goodness, that's a pump and a half. $100 candle for Sammy to the upside. Let's go. Send that puppy. Send it. Whoa, that was way too. Wow. What you do? Yabba dabba doo. I haven't said that in a while. Yabba dabba doo. Dude, that's a crazy, you know, I'm not up huge, but dang, man. I put my stop loss to break even. That's a short squeeze and a half. I feel like they're just going to come right down and get me. Can we stay the course here now? Look how long this took for us to get this move. Shout out to anyone that took gains on that massive pump there. Although, I mean, for the 1 minute, it was a massive pump. We look back, it'd be like a beep. It's a beep in the radar. But I mean, it's a $300 candle in the 1 minute. That's pretty crazy. That ain't bad. Send it, baby. Send it. Let's go all the way to the moon. And dude, we trusted in the model, the 21 and the 200. I don't understand why. I don't have to ask why. See, I don't know why this happens. I could get into it and I could talk about liquidity and years of back testing and because people use this and made bots off of it. Now the bots run this way and moving averages control the market. And I mean, there's some actual logic to it too. But I don't even get into it because what's the point? All I need to know is the 21 and the 200 work, baby. And they work so well. And if you position yourself near the 21 and the 200, like when they're close and you get in, and you get out when we're away, and then you get in again, and you can ping pong all day on these charts, man. The moving averages are so amazing. Look, I keep just making 150 here and there. It's going to be good. Look, that's going to pay for the losses there. Send it, baby. Send it. Nice pump there. Wow. I mean, on a Monday, 24 seconds, another big green candle to close. How about that? Where's the chat? Wow, look at that thing going, man. That cracked too. Wow, that was a pump and a half there. To me, that's all you need. I mean, I made $240 off of $1,300. 15% gains. To me, that's unsustainable now. I mean, you're away for the 21. I didn't expect the pump to be that fast and furious. Wow, look at, they're still sending. Oh my goodness, they sent that thing. I'm taking it now. $300. Let's go. Oh my goodness, this is a squeeze and a half, folks. They're ripping this puppy. I didn't expect to be up $300 in 3 minutes. I want to make sure I get $300. I like that 300. I like the look of 300. Oh, no. Come on. No. Send it. Let me get my 3. Oh, I got in there. I got out. Dang, what a nice pump to the upside. I do this all the time. And again, I get to say on the channel again. Guys, I got to do something that people remember. I pick up a handkerchief every time I do this or something. Or wear the Weeks hat every time. But if you took the trade on the channel, put a 333 if you made gains with the lifer. No, seriously, put a 333 if you made gains with the lifer. That thing is gone. Put a 333 if you make gains with the lifer here on the channel. I've been saying it almost every single stream. I didn't share the screen while I'm doing that. Dang it. I'm so sorry. I got into my other screens. Tell this man he's on the Mara chart. Well, you should be on the Bitcoin chart anyway. You should be watching this on the 1 minute. All you need is my voice. Doesn't matter if it's the wrong screen. It really doesn't. Think about logic. You know we're looking at the 1 minute. You know we're looking at the 1 minute. You know what I do for a living. You know I trade the 21 or the 200. I talk about it every single day. You know what I mean? I don't care that you saw Mara. Dang it, it's your fault. It's not my fault. Shame on you for not following along. It's on you. It's all on you. It's not on me. I did close. I moved the stop loss and they got me right there. But we're continuing to make money, man. And we took care of all those losses too for the earlier part of that day. I like it. He's got a point there. I really do, man. Everyone knows how I trade. They know I use the 200, the 21 right there. Look, both the pumps happened at the perfect time. I just got here instead of there. I was so close to getting that. Dude, there looks like they're going to send this thing. So now let's delete all the old work. I mean, I don't... It says it's going higher. Let's go to the 3 minute now. 3 minutes crossing the 200 now, you see? Now we can play the same game on the 3 or the 5. It kind of depends on how it floats. I like the 5 minute personally. It's just a little more robust. So look at the 5 minute, touches the 200 with a perfect rejection there. We did get the boom. Look at that. It all played out in our favor. Thanks, bro. I got it. Put a 333 if you made gains on the channel with the lifer. Yep. Haven't caught your live a year back. Still use the 21. Why would I change my system? It works beautifully, man. There's no reason to change the system. I'm going to put this hat on every single time I give a live trade of the channel that plays out. And you're going to be like, damn, that guy puts the hat on every time. Because I got to do something to remind you that every single time people come here on the channel, they make gains. They don't just come here for some news. They don't just come here for some banter. They come here for some real education, baby, that actually plays out. Actions speak louder than words. Let's go. Look at my 333s. This whole entire chat should be filled with 333s, man. Y'all know the sauce. Y'all know the system. Y'all know what we're going after here on this channel. Greatness, baby. Greatness. You can too is my #1 motto, man. You can, you will. You are the best. We've got this. We could show you how to win. I didn't know I'm going to win. I didn't know I'm going to win these scalps when I wake up this morning. I have no idea what's going to happen. Go back to sharing the wrong screen so it could pump more. I know, right? Let's go show Monroe again and talk about it while I'm looking over here. Oh, my God. Look at it. Oh my. Oh. Stop looking at the chart. It's not pumping anymore. Go back tomorrow. I know, right? See? You guys... Same jokes, different days. Sam, I just made 3 months salary. Can you put that into a... Can you write how? Can you say, Sam, I watched your channel. You gave me the education and I made 3 months salary. Can you rewrite it in an amazing way? And we'll post it to my Twitter. I'll take this one. I like this one, but I'd like one... If you can be a little more elaborate of how you made 3 months salary, what 3 months salary is like. That's a great testimonial for me, man. I'd love it. If you want to get back, send it my way, baby. I love to use these testimonials to show people that this channel helps people make money. And someone said, look at the wickage there. That's I mean, and again, how many times have you been on the channel where I call the pump before it happens? How many times? We worked so hard. We did it yesterday, too. Yesterday, I worked the diamond, and we found that pump before the diamond. And we were able to execute yet again. You got to give us credit where credit's due. We're very consistent here on the channel. You got to give us credit for that. And we use the same system over and over again. We don't change it up out of nowhere just because one day there's a couple trades don't work out. I had a tiny little rut last week. 3 trades in a row. People got on me. Come on, man. People started running their mouth. Please. I've made so many gains so many times in my life. Like, I got nothing to prove at this point. I'm here now, man. Look, I don't work for somebody else. Like, I don't have a boss. I am free. I work for myself 7 days a week. I mean, that says something. You don't get there by accident. That's success. You don't find success by accident. Success happens to the people that work really hard for it and stay disciplined. That's it, period. They make their own luck and they keep pushing. You think anything different, then you might as well just can it. You think people that are rich are lucky and got handed it to them, then you're never going to go after getting rich. You're going to think, well, they just got it handed. Oh, man, look at that pump, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy what just happened there. Woo-wee, back to 63. Dang. Dude, they love ripping these shorts a new one. Pamp it, baby, pamp it. And now whoever took that trade, you're on the money now. It did say it was going to be, I did have this bigger idea here. Look, if this was the flag, my mind said that the length of the pole was that whole pole there. And said it's going somewhere up to 63.8. I mean, it's so crazy if you just trust the measured move. Wow, I would have made even more money there, see? Still in. Who's still in making gains on that trade? Sammy, you're simply the GOAT. Even though I don't trade with leverage, your education has given me the perfect spot entries. I love it, man. That's the point, too. Just use mine for how you trade. Use my education for how you trade. I love that. I'm not here to be a signals group. I'm not here for you to copy trade me. I'm here for you to use the education for how you trade. But the highs and the lows are true and tried. And I'm going to find where the price action is likely going to give you an entry. 4-hour candle, no way. I mean, yeah, it turned into a bullish hammer. And we're going to get that 12 o'clock close back above the 200 moving average. And it was all just a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, right? Look at that. Now my original idea kind of comes back into play. Everything kind of sits right. So look, we can scalp the big, and I've still got the weekly trade open, which was actually starting to look pretty weak, no pun intended. Sir, I saw the 4-hour crossover. That's what you've taught. I love you, man. Up 200% today because of your trade. Thank you, Sammy, my man. And again, because I give live trades and help people make money, they keep coming back to the show. Tomorrow, the show's going to be lit because people made money today with me. The day after, and I'm not going to stop showing up. Consistency, discipline, gains. Do you understand? This is not an accident. The only limits you have are the limits you believe. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. 100%. Keep understanding. Keep learning. I love that. Can you check out CC? Bought a bag yesterday. He said, Master isn't following Bitcoin, so confused. I mean, they're two different assets with two different demands. You know? One is the greatest asset in the world. One is an asset built off that asset. They're not the same asset. They're not going to move exactly in tandem. Got in at 62 for a quick scalp. Long up 80 on 43. Still have my big long cooking from 57.9. Gains. I love it, bro. Wow, 57.9. You're a boss. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. Yeah, go after something that makes you really want it bad, baby. Wow, this pump is serious. Like, look at that, man. And that's just a bounce off the 200 moving average. Look at the way the 1 hour came back strong. Gave back all of that. If you just front run the 1 hour candle, bang. Stop loss below the 200. The 200 moving average is so snipe. I don't know what to say. This price action's a little weird. You know, you kind of have this trend line. You kind of have this, kind of got this like, I just want to see us get tight though. Wow, 63.4. Like this thing is gone. I feel like a fool for selling my trade, but hey, I made money, you know, but had I just let it cook, man, it was so close. Wow, look at that. And look, you can do all your stuff here on Weeks on TradingView. You don't need to go anywhere else. If you want to sign up and trade where we trade, we have a pinned comment. We make it very simple. It's at the top of the chat for you. You can jump on in and check that out today and sign up to Weeks. You can make a demo trade if you'd like, whatever makes you happy. We trade on Weeks exclusively here most of the time. I do like other exchanges, and I have backups. I love Pionex. I like BTCC. They're good exchanges. They work very well. All right. Nailed it again, man. Nailed it again, baby. Nailed it again. I see time to close. They say again, no, just wait. And I listen to it. You're funny. And they say again, no, just wait. I don't know who you're talking to. Thanks for the call, Sammy. God bless you, man. I love this guy. Look at this. What is he saying? He's like freaking, this guy's bugging out. Like 700 to the show for last night to this morning. Another 300 on the lawn this morning. Good start to the week. I like it, bro, Jogan. Thanks again for the amazing trade, Nat, baby. What was the best way to reach out to you, Sammy? Email or X? On email, cryptolifers@gmail. I bought the exact bottle for multiple coins using your strategy, and you provide daily roadmap to where the market is going, and it's crazy that I've been profitable even to the bear market. God bless you, man. Thank you. That's what we provide. Again, never listen to those, I don't know, every what? It was like 50% win. I don't know what he's saying, man. We trader Sam, I learned from you to sell into the pump. Lost most of my trades after I was already up. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm new to the trading. Do this for a few months. Thanks for the education. Keep coming back, man. Sam the man with the golden hand. We got it, baby. $2,000, Sammy. Thanks, bro. My man made $2,000 on the stream. A lot of people just give you analysis, talk for a little while. That's why their channels have 200 people. And our channel has thousands of people. That's why we surpassed channels that were bigger than us, that had more advertising than us, that got more recognition than we did. And we ripped it, man. It's because each and every one of you guys, we do this every day. Sam, I don't really stress the Clarity Act anymore. If it comes in, of course, bullish sentiment and all that, but it is what it is. I've already told myself it's not going to happen and to trade accordingly. Sounds good. I'll reach out to you via my business email. Thanks, man. We'll find out. Closing long on YFI. Wow, you were on YFI. That's amazing. Never bet against Sammy. And look, we won the trade again. My people that put out the poll. Did we win this long on Bitcoin? 21% of you were completely wrong. 79% are right. 67% of the time it works every time. I know, right? TA. Sammy, could you take a look at XPL? It's fighting to get above the 200 MA on the daily. I will because you've been so nice to me. I'm not a huge fan of plasma, though. It's get pushed and pulled. It seems like it's a pumpy-dumpy kind of coin thing. I don't know what's going on with it. Look at it, I mean, right? I'm just being honest. Like, I guess you like playing anything that has good volume and liquidity. I get it. I mean, it is in the model. You got this nice trend line holding. You got this nice trend line. And you're tight. You're above the 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, it's showing signs of what we talk about. It could do some damage. You saying it's having trouble getting above the daily 200? Yeah, there you go. But that's when you focus on the 4-hour. I wouldn't stress the daily right now. I'd be looking at the 4-hour. And I'd be watching it with a stop loss below the 200, seeing if I could get back to 18 cents. Yeah. I think there's a good chance that happens. Yeah, the magician did it again, my man. We really did do it again here on the show. God bless you all for jumping on in. We appreciate that. And again, I don't waste your time. If you're going to sit here with me while I fumble around with the charts, we're likely going to be able to give you some gains. Look, this isn't over yet. This is continuing to go up. I find this insane. That was the call right there on the 21, and then it just got lit. It just got absolutely lit. And it gave back all the losses from last night, just kind of took them all right back. Bitcoin, man. 5 minute just shout, you know, it's not done. This thing is plowing away 63.5 now. Dang, I sold right there. Wow, there was a lot more money on the table. Thank you, Sam. Much appreciated, man. Yeah. How did you invent the 21 and the 200? Someone gave me the simple moving averages. My mind just saw it differently than my mentor. He didn't see what I saw. I saw it. I back-tested it for years. I just kept playing with the charts, and one day I go, oh my God. This is how all the markets work. And then I looked at every single chart I could, and I got obsessed. I looked at the S&P. I looked at the NASDAQ. I looked at the Dow Jones. It really started when I started playing looking at the Dow Jones and Bitcoin every day. Look, if this is going to continue, we're going to get the model again here on the 5-minute time frame. So now we wait patiently again for the entry. Learning how to enter these charts by using the small time frames is really my gift to you. You'll be able to trade any market in the world now after today, man. I gave you the goal today. Now you just got to work it. Now it's about proper risk management, not being emotional, finding where you want to stay inside these bigger or smaller trades, and then committing, being consistent, saying, I'm going to trade the daily. I'm going to sit on it till now. You got to be consistent. Your discipline, once I teach you all this, your discipline is what's going to keep you going. Very, very important. Shout out to all the beautiful super chats that came in today. Shout out to Tipper John Yoon. Shout out to 99 Snack. Shout out to Ricardo Aquila. Shout out to Viewer 3000. And we did look at Sonic. We did look at XLM. We did, shout out to Archangel Tron. Had to learn the hard way. I know we all do, man. But you know what? The hard way is the best way to learn. Is it not? Let's take a look at the bigger picture for Bitcoin. I want to see kind of where we stand here now. Nice pump. Really nice pump. 21 across the 200. Nice fake out to grab all the liquidity before they ripped it to the upside. What a great way to trash everybody that was trying to go long first. Oh my gosh. They never fail to hurt, man. Max pain every time. I mean, maybe a double, but that's kind of a double bottom now. You could technically long with a stop loss below the 200 and just let it go. Technically, you could just open up a monster long on the, and just be like, you know what? We're going to stay above that 4-hour 200. If you did that last time right here, the first time, fine. But right here, I mean, if you got in there with a stop, or right there with a stop below the 200, it mapped out pretty nicely. Same one right there, stop below the 200, big pump. Right there, big pump. Right there, decent. You're a good swing trader and you're able to manage risk. I mean, these positions are great. They're not for everybody because if you don't know what you're doing, you'll get emotional. They're for the people that know how to manage these types of trades. Again, the 45-minute 200, someone gave it to us. That was the key right there with the bounce. You enter right there, you're gold. There was some support or resistance, a little bit, yeah, a little bit. Could have been firmer. Wow. Now what? It looks so strange. It's like, what do you do now? I just want to see it. You know what I'm going to say? Consolidate. Oh, we're able to capture that gain for each and every one of you, or show you how to capture it if you didn't, so you can learn how to do it next time. And look, I sold there. It's not about getting the whole pump. It's about getting in somewhere and getting out somewhere and getting that day's pay. I didn't lose today. I worked the market in my favor, and it paid me to give it my time. I'm up today on the market. You know what I'm saying? Every day you can say that is an accomplishment, and you're better than 99% of people. Most people can't be up on the market. They tried with all their might. It never worked for them. They had to give it up. Look at this. We kind of saw this chug along. See how we used it? Look, there was divergence on the 1 minute. That's basically the turtle soup right there. I wonder if there's some Master Friend people out there nailing it. Unbelievable, man. Now there's some bear div. That'd be a good place to take some profit. If I'm going to continue to trade this, I'd look for my 5 minute to make a flag. Above the 2, I'm going to do exactly what I did on the 1 minute. See, when the 1 minute broke above the 200, we flagged it out and we waited right here. We're going to do the same thing I just did on the 5 minute time frame now. All it takes is patience, a setup, and a plan, man. That's all. And discipline. Probably the number one thing. You got to have discipline. And don't be a dreamer, man. You're not going to make all the money overnight. Slowly chip away over time. That's the That's the key. If I take a big hit, sometimes I've taken a $4,000 loss here and there. It doesn't feel good. I chip away. I go 310 times. you know, and I chip back away till I build myself back up again, and then I show myself I can be profitable, and I get back into my swings, and I get back into my game. You're going to have ups and downs. How you handle them is the key. Nobody's going to win every single time. It's just not going to happen. There's going to be days where you make the wrong trade, whether you're tired, something happens, your emotions get the best of you. The key is to mitigate that as much as possible. You're a human being. You can't remove that. You can't remove who you are and your emotions. But you can trade systems that help you not enter those into the process of trading. That's what I had to do. I knew I was emotional. I knew I went all over the place. I knew I had all, you know what I mean? I'm an artist. I'm not a mathematician, even though I don't mind math. I'm an open-minded guy. I got so much going on in my head. I needed a system, so I didn't bring any of that nonsense into my trades. And you got to know when to sell away from the 21 of the 5-minute time frame, and you get two giant candles like that, and you're still hoping you're going to win, or you buy into that candle right there. Oh, I bought into Sam's late green. You know how many people probably bought this green candle right now? They're going to lose the trade, even on the stream right now. Even people that have watched me for years. It's hard, folks. This is not easy. I make it look easy. It takes time. This is going to take time for you to get good at. You're not going to get good overnight. You're not going to snap your fingers and nail it. It doesn't happen like that. Don't expect it to, or otherwise you'll cause yourself pain and anguish. Everyone, I'm going to jump out of here for the day. I'm going to keep you guys situated. We're watching this flag here on the 5-minute time frame. This is where I leave you on the live stream. Very important if you're in the Discord that you do rewatch the live. At least go back to the timestamps. Every one of these streams is timestamped. Don't come back here and say, I didn't know what he talked about. I didn't go. Come on, man. We timestamp every one of these live streams for you to come back to it if you miss it and to regroup and find out what we were talking about. And it takes you could just click on the links and watch the 1 minute each time I go over a coin here and there. You could even scan the entire timestamp list and then just go over the coins yourself that I talked about. There's a good chance if I'm talking about it, it looks hot. We gave you a bunch of calls this week. You can't say we weren't on point. DEXE ripped to the upside. Ansem was a pump. I mean, it is what it is. It was high risk, but it was a pump. And then we gave you a good pump today. And again, I've been saying on this channel almost every other day. This weekend, I gave you a beautiful pump yesterday when I called the 15-minute diamond reversal back to 63.3, and we went up to 64,000. What more can I do, folks? I go live every single day without a day off. What more can I do? Looks like this thing's going to continue to just rip. I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. It's crazy today. Let that 21 recatch, though. Recalibrate. But wow, man, the 1 minute looking like it's just going to continue to go crazy. 1 minute might pump some more. Looks like 65 is a coming. So I'm going to stay patient on the 5-minute time frame and relax here and not overtrade. Let the trades come to me and do the do. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being amazing and awesome. I'll be back tomorrow with another awesome, absolutely amazing live stream. Thank you for the 4 live streams this weekend. We did them in the morning and at night. The weekly candle close. I appreciate you all for always being here, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll continue to provide you that. You show up, you give me that 2 hours, I'm going to make it worth your while. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have fun. You're going to be engaged, and you're going to enjoy yourself. So, wow, it's continuing to rip right now. 63,695, like it just doesn't care. They're relentless on these shorts, man. Oh my gosh. Imagine shorting today. I called along at the right moment. That's why you got to watch my channel too. I will pivot. If you just watch my Discord, I was short this morning. If you don't watch the live, then you might stay in a short, get wrecked, and be like, but I didn't know he switched positions. There's nothing I can do. I can't. The market moves fast. You got to be able to move with me. I can't, you know what I mean? I can do the best I can, but going live and showing you how I pivot in real time is the best thing I can do for you. I can't do any more for you. A chart is a chart, but a pivot is in real time. I do my best juggling both the Discord and the live. I know it's not easy. So look, that's aiming for 65.5 now. I like it. I want to see something on the daily right now. Yeah, daily flip back green. What a wick. That's crazy. Still fighting its way, but I mean, Strong. Very strong. Bouncing off the 21 there. Look at the 21-day moving average on the 8-hour time frame saying no way. The 2-hour. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly holding the 200. Look at that. I like this trade right now. You long right here with the stop right there. And that's your weekly call. That's your bottom call right there. It doesn't get better than that. Dude, I like that call right there. I think I'm going to trade that on BTCC long term. I like to separate my trades long term and short term. That just looks gorgeous. Anytime you can long near the 200, the losses are small, but the wins could be big. Just remember that. If you ever remember anything from me, remember that. Let me show you the screen one more time. This just looks beautiful. You're basically trading bull div on the weekly. And you're calling out the bottom right there. I mean, this could be one of the most epic trades of your life. We'll see. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow for another amazing live stream. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. I started something. Look where I ended up. What will happen to you when you start something? Just keep pushing and believe in yourself and keep going every single day. Start a business, love yourself, and trade your butt off, man. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. I love you guys. Peace out.